In my time doing this work that I do, I have had to perform several exorcisms. You can call them extractions, entity removals, whatever you want to call it. I have I have been called to eliminate and clear what I call soul or spiritual sickness. Okay. Nobody is immune to this, not even me. So, whether you see a priest, another priestess, a Reiki practitioner, a psychologist, so on and so on, a shaman, you name it. None of us is immune because of our titles, because of our education, because of our experience, because we are all living spirits. Now, my path with this work has definitely evolved since I first began it. I've grown to understand this work even more and just how powerful we are as humans, meaning various shades, colors, vibrations of divinity. A big step in exorcising or removing the influence of your own demons is shifting from fighting them to facing them. In traditional exorcism rites, I'm sure we've all heard it in some way, shape, or form from a movie, a book, maybe another priest, um, on the importance of knowing a demon's name in order to better control it and cast it out. In simpler terms, when we can name our own demons, our own intranquil spirits, and what is keeping our spirits intranquil, we face it, we unmask it, and we face it. And therefore, it doesn't become this entity that takes over us and makes us ill. The definition of ill means malevolent. Okay. So, illness is spiritual distress that hasn't been faced or unmasked. The definition of spirit, the etymology of spirit, originates from the Latin spiritus, meaning breath, breathing, blowing wind. Now, this definition has extended to meaning soul, courage, vigor, but at its root, it means blowing wind, breathing, inhaling and exhaling, breath of life. Okay. So, like, think of the words inspiration, exhalation, right? Conspire, aspire, respiration. A lot of these come from that same etymological root of breath and what we give life to. So a spirit is a living being. We are all spirits. And so therefore a lot of our demons are self-created because of what we breathe life into, what we speak life into, what we converse about, what we talk about internally and externally. I was reading somewhere a little bit ago about, I think it was in demonology, how an obsessive spirit is an outward spirit, whereas a possessive spirit is an internal spirit. And then it went deeper to saying It's an outward conflict, and a possession is an inward conflict. So possession only gets in and becomes an inward conflict based on the outward conflicts we give life to, we entertain with our attention. Why do you think they call it paying attention? Paying mind to something. Penny for your thoughts. Think of all the ways in which we use the terms of payment and investment in regards to thought, feeling, belief, time, and so on. Because everything is an investment. Every breath we take either invests in life or death, chaos or order, illness or health. Okay? So it's incredibly important that we face our demons. This is not to say we are just evil or not. Evil is actually a lot less common than you think. Disturbed, yes, a little more common. Unbalanced, definitely more common. Distressed, absolutely. Stressed, oh my God, yes. But evil, not as common as you think. I know we have found out a lot about these networks in our world that have, and continue, by the way, because of our permission or our apathy, that continue to do actual evil things. And we can say it's the devil if that helps us soften the blow a little bit. But really, the devil, the evil we're naming, is based on what we choose to face or not face, own up to or not, become aware of or avoid. Your demons don't make you evil. You choosing to feed them and excuse yourself from the responsibility of living and leading a better life, that's more of the culprit than anything. You're not evil, though. I don't believe anybody, I really don't believe a lot of people are truly evil. I believe that a lot of people are very imbalanced and afraid and ashamed and confused, lonely, and these very things can lead people to stuff down and run from the very things about them that could actually empower them and free them. You see, because when you're so busy fighting yourself instead of facing yourself, you're easily distracted. You're easily nailed shut. It's almost like you become a walking coffin of your hopes, your dreams, your potential. And there are beings out there, people in tranquil spirits out there that want to see you and your potential go to the grave. Never opened, never breathing. So while you're busy fighting yourself, your potential is just sitting in there saying, can you just look at me? Facing your demons is the most powerful and beautiful thing ever. Because all the things that you have been taught are evil about you are actually part of the most powerful and incredible things about you, too. I don't care how spiritual you are, you get jealous, you get angry, you get fearful, you get lazy, you lie, I'm sure. But when you can look at those things and find the purpose in them, like, why am I doing this? What am I seeking out of this negative or unhealthy behavior? And you can understand more about yourself that way instead of just shaming, avoiding, abusing yourself. That keeps you out of alignment. That keeps you out of what's the word I'm looking for? Integration. That just digs little holes in your energy and drains you. And also puts you in situations, connections that also drain you because the less and less willing you are to know yourself fully and truthfully, the less and less you will be connected to and with people who are true as well. You will always trauma bond with people. This ain't just spouses or romantic partners. This is friends, people you think you've known for a long time, you think care about you, might actually be coming from a very wounded place. And once you start to try to heal, they will show you whether or not they are willing to shift from that trauma into triumph too. And that's when facing yourself is incredibly important rather than constantly fighting yourself and surrounding yourself with people who are in constant willing conflict too. Most of the demons we think we're facing or fighting are just people who are unwilling to unmask themselves, who are addicted to stress and drama and trauma, who are prideful and avoidant, selfish and unwilling to yield and soften and develop empathy. Most of these demons are self created through a lack of healing, through doubt, fear. That's why I will always stress the importance of studying the seven deadly sins and the seven heavenly virtues from a psychological standpoint, because that's what they are. They are very important vices and virtues to understand about the human psyche, heart, and soul. So that you can always see that there is a tonic to your toxic behavior. But we are incredibly powerful. How many times have you been in a crap mood, right? You went from being totally fine, and then one day you're just in a really crap mood, and it affects the room. People can feel it. They say the vibe's off. That's not some malevolent entity that decided to stop on by because you were in a bad mood. You are the entity, too. You are a spirit, too. Okay? Which means you are just as capable and just as powerful to influence the room as some ancient being. I'm not saying these things don't exist either. They do. But we are spirits existing alongside spirits too. And it's important to face our own spirit and the truth of who we are. So this way, we're not so easily influenced by other things and other people who are lost within themselves too. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this finds and feeds you well. I hope your soul and spirit receive this in the way they are intended to. And if you have any questions, if you have any feedback you'd like to add to the conversation, I would adore that. I just felt really guided to share this with you and whoever needs this, really. Blessed be. Have a beautiful, benevolent Saturday. Take care. Mwah.